Hello again. So, fuel filter cleaning, let's just get straight to the point. Why clean it? Well, obviously, you can have the throttle body just shining like new, but if the supply from the fuel pump is getting obstructed because of the debris fuel filter, the supply is not there, and you won't have that much of the pressure built up, and of course the bike is gonna struggle if not proper fueling is provided. Simple thing. Second, if say your bike is parked outside and say it has been standing in rain and while washing as well, there is some amount of water that can enter if the hose is not the drain hose is obstructed. It can happen. It has happened to me as well. It has to be looked after. So once in a while, it is a good practice to just open things up, just make sure that there is no water along with the fuel, as well as just to check the health of the fuel filter. What else? I don't think even if I'm missing something out, I'll add that later. So let's get to it. Let's get the tank out. Okay, I forgot. Before doing that, it would be advisable that you get the fuel out. I already have like 2-3 liters. I was riding it in reserve. So yeah, plan it accordingly so that you don't have to empty the full tank and just a hose and just siphon it off. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna empty it as much as I can. Rest once the tank is off of the bike. So while the fuel is coming out, I'm just going to open these two nuts with 10 mm. So these are off. Only about this much has come out, so I think I'll have to fight for the rest of it. This side only, you have to disconnect this fuel gauge. You just need a small screwdriver. Tap on that. And this is out. Now let's move to that side. Yeah, you seriously have to be very cautious with this part from here on, because if any crack or any damage appears to the fuel pump, you're looking at easily about 10-12,000 INR. So to take this out, there is this tab, as you can see on this side, and there is same other one on the back side where my finger is. Need to push these with both fingers, make sure that it is clicked in, and then push it out. Don't force it. If it is not coming out, that means it is not properly pushed. So it did. I pushed it with one, just tapping it with this. So you see one here and one here. So yeah, we had two on both sides. Now let's rest this. And then there is this electrical cable. Again, a tab on the inside, and this is the tab. You just push it and it comes out. For the next part, two hoses are connected. One thin one that goes to the evap unit that's connected on this side, and then there is the second one. Tank is ready for liftoff. Okay, so there is still some fuel in it. I will have to siphon that off. Yeah, so for all impractical purposes, stood the tank up here and then siphon the rest of it by inserting the hose like that. Simple job. And now there isn't much left, so we can open the fuel pump. Now these are 10 mm, so 10 mm spanner. Let's carefully, this bracket will come off, and then you'd have to just twist it slightly, and there you have it. Remember these wires, red one is going here, black one here towards the nozzle. How it is, any water or anything, and yeah, no surprises, no water, very little debris. Let's first remove these cables. We already know black one is going to be towards the nozzle, easily without damaging. These are off, and now let's open these 4 tabs. Simple, press them. I'll have to maybe put them in my feet. If you want to see my socks, I can probably try. and show that. So yeah, but yeah, need to be very careful from this point onward. This point onward. Here you go, slightly opened, and same would go with this. Press it and keep pulling with the hand, and there you go. So yeah, feet as vice. Now this will come off. Easily pull this out, and this is basically our fuel filter. Now from this point onward, as I keep repeating, need to be very cautious. You see this O-ring that goes into this once this is clogged, so it's staying in there. Once you put this back in, just remember it is there as well. I'll remove it for the time being. As for the rest, again, just easily pry it out. Just remember the cables are coming this way, and this is again out, and here we have the fuel pump motor and the filter. If you look very closely, there is indentation there as well, negative, and red one positive, so we can remove these now. Next there is this another O-ring on this side. It's a different size, so don't mix it up with the other one. Now you can just time in play it safe, just clean this with fuel. I'll show you how to, or if you want you can remove it as well if you want to replace it or something. So this kind of act as a lock. I'll show you how. Just slightly lift it, use a small screwdriver, just pry it in here. It is gonna require some pressure. Didn't take much of pressure, and there you have the motor itself. Here this will come off. Now the bike has done about 20,000, okay, to 300 short of 20,000, yeah, but this is what it looks like. And just in case if yours is beyond cleaning and you want to replace it, there is the part number. Comes with fuel filter and one O-ring, the bigger one, that goes on to here. So yeah, now yes, it looks black, yes, everything, yes, a lot of debris and everything, but this can be cleaned with fuel. I have no problem as such, but yeah, keep cleaning that. So not going to change it. These can actually last for a very, very long time. I mean 50,000, 70,000, even 100,000 if looked after properly, if tank is clean and there is no rusting. So not going to put in this, but just as an example, you know now. Stuff for cleaning, yeah, some work is going on in the neighborhood, but yeah, just remove the rubber parts like this and this as well, keep them aside. Don't, I mean they do stay inside fuel, but yeah, still old habit, can't help it. Now first off, some fuel, just a painting brush, some fuel, a hole at the top. There are better tools, I am damn that sure, but you see that. Basically I'll be doing the same for the remaining two, so yeah, let me get that done. So they have been cleaned. Now for this part, just rubbing it like this, and eventually you will see after 5-6 rounds, I think 1-2 rounds more, and this should be good to go back in. As you can already see, it is starting to show brownish color. Earlier it was black, and the fuel as well. So yeah, so just to give you an idea, basically just using my both hands, finding it easier and quicker this way. So yeah, both hands, just rub it in, and the color is starting to show off. Okay, so 7th round later, and again you can see Yeah, so the fuel is coming out clean, that much fuel used, and this is how it looks. Started to turn out a bit brown from black. And do remember, once you're rubbing it, there are these dots that you see that are attached to the material inside. So don't just rub them off like this, just keep pressing them and releasing them, pressing them and releasing them like this as you pour in fuel, and that should do it. Now blow some air through it, and let's see. So yeah, that was just the vacuum cleaner that I used in reverse to blow some air. But as you can see, this is looking much cleaner now and ready to go back in. But again, if you're having just too much trouble, and if you have access to that, if you want to, but trust me, just cleaning this would take care of it. You don't, yeah, that's the hands. But yeah, but just don't be OCD about it. Don't go replacing them every now and then. These last a very long time. Even if after this you're having some trouble, then again you have to go back to TPS and that. But if your bike is stalling, low RPM, high RPM, always giving trouble, ignition starting troubles, all that, look into this. Let's put this back now. I made quite a mess everywhere, but anyways, yeah, let's get going. This will go in this, and that is where it rests. Now the motor, this end will go in there. Just make sure there is no gap here. Yeah, that feels tight all the way back in. Just confirm. Yeah, that's done. This time it's slightly better visible, positive, so no chances to mess there. Negative. So as I mentioned earlier, two size of O-rings. The bigger one is gonna go on the fuel pump itself. Next up, this body is back in, and the smaller O-ring will go in there. Now the top cover, again flat side, so this is going to go like that, and yeah, the red wire and that, okay, we'll see that later, is going to come from, yeah, so back in place. And just make sure, yeah, then we remember nozzle side, that was negative, so this is going to go in there, and then red one will go in there. You get the point. Let me get the red one in. Okay, so both wire are firmly back in. This is the length, just to be sure. I'll just press them very smoothly, and just not to damage the rest in the bracket wires. And the rest is simple. You'll have a third big O-ring. Just make sure this is clean. This is gonna sit on this. There. Now, can't go wrong with this one either. There is this tab on which this ring will fit, and now this is ready to get back in. So yeah, this side in, and that's how it is gonna go. Nozzle side down. Now the 4 10mm nuts. Let me get these in. I almost forgot. I have emptied the tank, so I can just rest it upside down. It's very much more easier. Happens. Recording and DIYs at the same time. You get the point. So let's finish them in a crisscross pattern. Just make sure you do that. So yeah, these are done. Now this would be a good time to clean the tank from inside. I mean, this part at least. I mean, you never know when you're gonna open it next. So yeah, let's do that. Cleaned now. Yeah, that's clean, and now back, everything is good to go. Just remember that these are not pinched once you are putting them in. And yes, someone asked this, I just remember, this does not connect anyway, only this one connects to the what is it called, evap unit. So this is the drain hose, and this is the evap one. Yeah, started on second ignition, so that's not bad considering the entire fuel system was without fuel. So I'll just be tightening these screws. Remember those washers that we took out? These have been connected properly. Hose has been connected. Just make sure whenever you turn on and the noise is coming from the tank, that means the hose is properly connected. If not, do check for that. And this was connected as well, the hoses as well. I have shared that video in another, I've shared those details in another video. I'll post a link of that. And okay, that was it. Hope this helps for all the troubled Himalayans out there. I mean, it's heart-wrenching. That's why I decided, okay. I mean, I did it before, but I did not record it. That was like a few thousand kilometers back. Yeah, a kind of OCD. But anyway, just hope this helps before you move on to checking the TPS and the idle and spark plug and everything. So that was it. Thanks. Bye.